Hi, good morning and welcome. It's a slightly lazy morning, and it's rained last night. And whenever it rains, there's always that feeling that, of course, when you have to go to school as a teacher or a student, it's a horrible morning to get up to. Trust me. It cannot get worse than this. Cannot. It's just very, very bad. But luckily, I've left my job lately. And no, I'm not applying for a job in a hurry. If the job comes my way, I'll do it. It's the coronavirus year, you know. I don't want more social interactions than they're worth. A. And second, I'm not sure. I would like to wait. The rainy season has just come in. And the first day of school was Friday here in Taiwan and Monday in many different ways. Always rains. Always rains. It's so bad. That first week of school, I remember when I was young. And my friend Arun will vouch for this, that the first day of school was a horrible time. It was horrible. Initially, we bought some plastic raincoats. Then they went out of style because the duck backs and the gumboots came in. And then my parents got me duck back and gumboot. There was a black one. And it kind of lasted because it was rubber compared to the plastic ones, flimsy ones. The plastic ones have come back into fashion because people don't care much. They just take it and leave it. The culture here in Taiwan is that people leave umbrellas outside the house. And you can borrow them and you can keep them back. Outside houses, outside shops, everywhere they have an umbrella. And I think that's amazing. I think that's it's beautiful. And so our maths book had a different smell and our English book had a different smell because the maths book had squares which was made out of blue ink, but the English book was predominantly red ink ruled books for cursive writing. So cursive writing is when you bend the writing in Edwardian style or Victorian. Well, it is Edwardian style, I promise you. I know this. And you write, and we always used to have these books of cursive writing where we practice writing, and I enjoyed that. It was like an art form because till the third standard I could not write cursive because suddenly they had invented the first ABCD, which was all caps, the second ABCD, which was all lower letters, the third ABCD, which was all caps and cursive, and the fourth ABCD, which was lowercase and cursive. And I couldn't do cursive for many years. And I remember that my friend's mother, my friend used to take tuition. His name was Himanshu. He was a rich kid. And sometimes I went to his house to copy the homework. And when I say copy the homework, I mean copy the question that the teacher has given so that you can give an answer. Because I was very slow and I was always dreaming, as you can imagine. And his mother, Amisha Shah, would always comment, "Oh, you still don't know how to do it. My son knows it." And Himanshu was a nice kid. Reasonably nice kid. And definitely good-hearted guy. So that colony had three of my friends, Rabindu Shah, Mehul Ruwala, and Himanshu. And they all stayed in those four building colonies which shared a garden right in between. So I think there was Harsha Park, Rita Palace, and there were other two which were possibly Harsha Park A and B. I'm not sure, but it was very classy in a way. and it had a great wall, which was not a complete wall. It was a wall that had diamond shape. Not rocks. They were not rocks. They were made out of brick, but they looked like rocks with aeration in between. So it looked very nice, and they had eucalyptus trees. So did our school. Eucalyptus trees were great. So yeah, rainy days are horrible. The only thing that you can do is in the afternoon, the sun comes out, and maybe you have drawing class, and you have Mrs. Ribello shouting, screaming, punching people on the back. But that was not like corporal punishment. It was not considered to be beating, even by the students who got hit, like Neera or somebody, who were the first benchers, the small boys. Somehow it was funny. It was not, I mean, if somebody else would have done that, if say Martha Gonsalves, the Marathi teacher, would have done this, people would have hated her. Trust me. But no, not Mrs. Ribello. I think she had a weird sense of humor, and it came through, even when she shouted and stuff. And they wouldn't allow you to draw with sketch pen. And sketch pens were actually coming back. If I think of it retrospectively, they were horrible. Sketch pens were horrible pieces of work. Terrible bloody things. Terrible, I'm telling you. But at that time, it had a lot of color and saturation. If you look at my drawings even today, they have the sketch pen feel. Not because of Van Gogh, because I didn't know Van Gogh for a long time, though I had an art piece in my uncle's house drawn by a man on the Juhu beach, painted by a guy on the Juhu beach who did it in Van Gogh style. So the darks were very darks, and the shadows were shadows, and the bright was bright. And it was a night time, somebody was walking towards a cottage, and it looked very mysterious. So yeah, we were not allowed sketch pens. They eventually took away our crayons, a crayon is a fun thing to use. It's smooth. And the color pencil, they would always break. Either the lead in the pencil would break, which was not really made of lead, but I'm just saying. Or the pencil would break, or you need to sharpen it again and again, and it wouldn't give you enough color. You would have to push hard. And then we had watercolors, and we didn't know how to deal with watercolors. It was a very difficult job to deal with watercolors, and our watercolors were like thick chalks. If you threw it at somebody's head, it would die. And you had this wiry brush, and you had to rugged it across. You had to press it across. And yeah, if you were lucky, you would have a drawing class on the very first day. And the first timetable will always change. The first timetable always changes. They give you the first timetable, and everybody writes it. And then they say, sorry, the timetable has changed. And then they would tell you, by the time you reached in the 9th standard, even the teachers kind of understood that this is possible. So the first timetable comes in 9 periods, 9:20 to 3:45, 35 minutes apiece, 15 minutes between 11:15 and 11:30, and 45 minutes between 1:10 and 1:55. It's crazy. It was crazy. And then there was so they would ring a warning bell at 1:55, but you had to, if you were there by 2 o'clock, and if Father Dominic wasn't doing the rounds, which he was, then you are safe. Otherwise, he'll tell you, go back and call your parents. So yeah, it was, the first rainy days were horrible. They were dark, And I just woke up this morning and it has rained last night. And I had some coffee and I walked halfway and I said, nah, forget it. It's wet everywhere, it's dark. The kind of day I want to sleep in, And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.